Alright, welcome back to the channel. On this video, we'll be troubleshooting this RugDoctor portable spot cleaner. We're going to dive right into it right after this. Let's get it. Alright, and if you're watching this video, you definitely have an issue with your RugDoctor. We're going to dive right into suction. That's the first issue we're going to handle. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Right here, this is the first place I would check if I'm having suction issues. I would ensure that this plastic housing has no cracks or splits in it, because if it does, you will completely lose suction. Alright, moving right along, the next thing I would do, I will unwrap my hose and I would check to ensure that there's no cracks or splits in my hose. So I would do a thorough inspection. Alright, so we inspected both of these pieces, and if we still having suction issues, we have to move right along to the next step. So stay tuned, stay tuned. Alright, the next step is to check our wastewater tank. There's a few things we need to check on our wastewater tank, so stay tuned, stay tuned. Next step, we open up the wastewater tank, we remove the filter from the inside, and we check the mesh screen to make sure there's no debris clogging it. And yes, if debris is on the screen filter, you definitely will have suction issues, so you definitely have to make sure the debris has been removed from the front of this mesh screen. So now we put it back together and we'll move on to the next step as far as checking this wastewater tank. Like I said, it's a few steps you need to check on the wastewater tank to ensure that it's not having any issues. So now we need to check this back opening to ensure there's no debris or anything causing any suction issues right here on the back of this wastewater tank. Once we check that, we need to fill up the wastewater tank with water to make sure it's not leaking. Once we make sure it's not leaking, we move on to the next step. So stay tuned, stay tuned. Alright, so now we check this rubber ring right here on the back of the unit to ensure there's no debris hanging out or around this rubber ring. Once we checked all that with the wastewater tank, we can reinstall the wastewater tank and make sure that both of them are seated properly on the unit. If there was any suction issues, most likely that definitely took care of the suction issues. So we're gonna go ahead and move along to spraying water. If you're having spraying water problems, we're gonna dive right into that. Let's get it. Alright, and if you're not spraying any water, we've already made sure both of our wastewater and our clean water tanks are seated properly, so we know that's not an issue. We'll go ahead and check this nozzle to ensure that it's not clogged. So if it is clogged, I would put warm water inside of my clean water tank and try to flush it through. If that doesn't work, I would use like a needle or a straight pin and stick it down in the little nozzle and try to clean it out. Alright, and if you're still having water issues, you're definitely having a water pump problem, so you're going to have to open up the unit and take drastic measures, which I do have a video up of me replacing this handle and hose, which I did have to open up this complete unit, which can be used as a guide to opening up this unit to get to the water pump. So stay tuned, you can check the description down below and you'll be able to get to that video of me replacing the handle, which is basically a guide for you to get inside and replace the water pump. So stay tuned, let's get it. Alright, jump in the comments below and let me know that this video helped you troubleshoot your RugDoctor. And with that, I'm out, and I'll see you on the next one.